excitement and just staying with it and trying to just keep my positivity up here. I'm in my pink bubble. This morning I turned on music. I did the dishes real quick, like just little things. It was just good. I cooked breakfast for me and the kids. It was good, you know, like I just had to get my pink bubble so nobody could pop it.
Well, and I always throw in, don't ever count those chickens before they hatch.
That too.
You know, sometimes we think, yeah, okay, it's there. We see it, right? We see it. But if you stop, what if you kept going? Because then the other business you bring in, if that falls through, that makes up, right? So it makes a goal happen. Or it all comes through, right? And then you do double or triple. So that really helps a lot too. Awesome. Okay, so what's your goal for your unit this week?
To add at least 15 more squares to that tracker, like just this week alone, but just to add that this, like before Sunday, if we could do that, like, and then for me personally, I want to see at least 6 more faces this week. So whatever that looks like, sales, whatever, like 6 more faces this week personally. So that's my goal.
That'll be awesome. It makes a huge difference.
It does.
You know, sometimes I just need things simplified, and I tell one, if you see 6 to 9 faces a week, and you share with 2 to 3 people a week, there is nothing. That's all I've done for 20 years. It is just, I have to break it down in bite size versus, you know, see 30 to 50 faces. That freaks me out. But if I just do that, it seems dumb. I know better. I've been doing it 20 years. But if I take those little bits, I can do that. You know, and I tell girls that aren't doing that, maybe are just starting, I said, so see one, make that a habit, then build 2, then build 3. You just build on it. So yay, Janae, we're excited. What about you, Miss Karen? Oh, you're gonna have to unmute.
I am building my unit, well, my team, and
I like that.
trying to get more share calls.
Yes, we have one today.
No.
She's canceled.
Yeah.
Next year's getting on.
She wants something next week.
Okay, then we'll talk about that later. We'll get that set up. Okay. So when is your cousin putting her order in?
By the end of the week.
So tomorrow?
Yeah.
So check with her.
24th.
Say that again.
No later than the 24th.
Well, check with her and just say, hey, I know you mentioned at the end of the week. Do you kind of know what day you're putting it through? Only because Jenny's trying to plan my red jacket party.
Okay. I will.
That way we know. Right? Just going to keep working. Okay, so what are you're working on new calls. What else are you excited about?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Building my business.
Stop it. Getting those sales?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to talk today about how to get new clients easily, even virtually, even if you're not leaving your house. How to get those clients. So that will help a lot. Okay, yeah. Crystal, what about you? What are you excited about?
Oh. Well, hello, everybody. Oh my God, way too much coffee today. So Heather's putting in her order on Tuesday.
Who is?
Heather.
So that'll be 2 active.
And Melinda's putting it in on Wednesday. That'll be 3.
That'll be your red. We are looking for 20 red jackets in our future national area. So Janae's got some people to get to red. So right now the only people count as red is, well, I count, but is Janae and Erica. So that'll be 2 more.
Stop it.
There's a bunch of people that are still going to be red, you know what I mean, that are going to get back in it or whatever. But awesome. Okay, so what else you working on? You've been having amazing sales.
I have, and it's referrals. All I had to do is ask. I'm terrible.
Isn't that amazing? It's that simple sometimes. Yeah.
And I printed this off. I'm working on it.
I love that. And I just love it because it's good tracking. It kind of keeps you working full circle. You know what I mean? Where things are in front of you a little bit. So
Definitely.
I love that. I love it. Okay, Maisha, are you where you can unmute, sweetie? We want to hear from you. I don't know if she, oh, there.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
I can't. I just couldn't see you. So I was like, I can't see what you're doing.
Oh, I know. I was changing a diaper. Let me see. Oh my gosh, you don't need to see that. Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, so this I've really been out giving my cards to people. I'm doing just handing 30 cards away a week. That was kind of my, after listening to Carrie Buzzkirk, she came on and spoke to us and she said, you know, make that a challenge. And I think hers, she was saying, start out with just handing 50 cards out a week. So I gave it 30. I've gotten 20 out already to just everybody, just strangers at the grocery store, whoever I run into. And I've been sending out love packets and dropping them off at people's homes and talking to people. I'm still, I can't even count right now, I'm $400 still away from just my $600 for the month. So I'm really pushing it. It's just been a rough go. But
I put a bunch
I'm
of
hoping
sales
that my feet on the pavement.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Well, I said I put a sales idea just a little bit ago on Boxer. Go grab it. It's a graphic and everything. And it wasn't just Rachel that sold $1,500. Like everyone who's been doing it, the average is anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000. And I just put it in Boxer. So it's an idea. I don't know if you've already done something like that, but anytime they've been kind of posting those this, month, I've been trying to get them.
Yeah, I've been pushing out and texting and posting the ones for hosting a party and if you refer a friend and all kinds of different. I'm just really trying to bombard and see what I can.
Right.
Get. I know I don't sound like I'm enthused, but I am. I'm just really I'm trying.
That's okay. That's okay.
So
and here's
I know there's
everybody.
Yeah.
Aisha, it's fine. It's fine. And I tell you that activity, a step forward is better than just sitting in a confused mind doing nothing, right? Nothing's going to happen if you do nothing. I'd rather try something and get no's or nothing happen. At least, okay, well, that doesn't work, so I'll try something else, right? Because here's what I do know. It all works out. I can promise you in 20 years, there have been people I thought I was going to recruit or were going to buy that did it. But because I did the work, it came from somewhere else. I don't know. God just makes it all work out. I don't know how it works out, but sometimes on those last minute, on the last second of the last day, when I have a goal and people know my goal, they come out of the woodwork out of people I never expected. So just be ready to reap that harvest, Maisha, when it's coming in. And, use those sales to current customers. But I will tell you, girls, not that I don't love social media, not that I don't love Facebook, and not that those aren't great tools. What I'm saying is, and I'm going to give you some ideas for those, but follow up. Phone calls. People are answering the telephone. Pick up the phone. Pick it up. Talk to them. I know sometimes we hate being on the phone because we're all trained not to be now, right? We can text. We have technology. We don't have to do those things. But I've been doing it with the unit. I've been doing it with my customers, and they're excited. Some are still quarantined. They're not even seeing anybody in 3 months. They're excited to hear from somebody.
Yeah. And I'm not sure who to do my calls with you with yet. I'm reaching out to people and nobody's really willing to make a appointment. So I'm trying to maybe find some new faces that I can do that with.
Yeah. Did you send that idea, that script to them that I sent you all?
Which one? I sent a lot of scripts.
Okay, let me write it down. I'm going to write Maisha share script. So when we're done, I'll do that. Okay?
Okay.
Carrie messaged me earlier and just double check the time, and now I can't get her on. Sweet baby Jesus. I love her face. Well, she's in Florida. She could be enjoying the sunshine and time got away from her. Okay, Heather, I'm not going to make you talk because I know you're laying there resting. So just so you guys know and she has a daycare, so she has to watch those babies too. But she's joining in. So some of you may have seen Heather before, but Heather was number 2 of my original Red Jacket team. Is that not crazy? So isn't that wonderful? So I love that. I love that when I have people kind of come full circle and So we went to the same school in the same small town, but yeah, so her and her mom finalized my red jacket basically. So they're my original red jacket team. Isn't that amazing? So yay. Okay, so let me make sure it wasn't Carrie. Hold on. They blocked Alabama and Arkansas. What's happening in Alabama and Arkansas? She's running a little bit. She's like, I got the times all messed up. She said, they're having trouble getting home. They have blocked Alabama and Arkansas. So she's trying to drive home from Florida. I never watch the news. Is something crazy happening in Alabama and Arkansas, or is it just COVID? Who knows?
I have no clue.
Well, oh, I don't know what that is. Someone posted.
It has something to do with Black Lives Matter shutting down roadways.
Oh, the riots still. I thought that kind of calmed down. That's how much I pay attention to the news.
Yeah, I can speak. I put all the children in a different room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's actually one asleep at the table I just left in there.
Yeah. Sleep in your food, kiddo. You're fine. Oh, gosh, that's hysterical. Well, I didn't know if, because someone posted something about traveling bans, something with Kansas and Arkansas and something like that on Facebook earlier. So I figured that dealt with COVID. But I'm like, our world is crazy. So for those of you who have to stay home, still quarantined, some of you, it depends on states. Some states are relocking down again. Just because they've seen a rise. Well, I'm like, yeah, you have millions of people rioting. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to spread. But, oh, wait, that's Carrie again. Hold on. Let me make sure. Oh, let me tell her. 789-001-2180. No, not Carrie Buskirk. So I was sharing with some top directors some great ideas because a lot of people are having to work virtually. Some are choosing to, some because they're still working at home. Some people are being told they have to work at home for 18 months. Like USAA, they send all their people home. They're at home for 18 months. So there's so many different things that are, Carrie, for God's sakes. This lady. Hopefully she's getting it. Okay, she said just a few. She's fine. So we were talking about how to work virtually. And so some of you, I know I shared this a while back, but I don't think people really listened and retained it and absorbed it. So some of us work from home anyway, so we're just not out, or sometimes we're just like, I've reached out. You know, you got to think this is a 3-month business. What were you doing 3 months ago? All of us were sitting at home, not even hardly allowed to go to the grocery store. So we weren't getting new leads. And so some of you might be feeling that, like, you're like, I've done everything I can do with my current clientele. Like, they've all helped me do everything already. And then some, it's, I just don't know what to do with them. So Karen oh, am I recording? I am. Okay. Karen Schaffner actually came over here last week and she brought her customer list. It just made me think of that when I said, oh crap, I'm supposed to be recording. She printed it off and came and we sat down and went through her list. She felt like she hit a brick wall. She'd done everything she needed to do, sent out these pink virtual love packs. She'd done all that. She was over that. But we made a list. Every name, there was another activity she could do with them, if not multiple. So what I'm telling you, if you ever need help with that, I can help you. I'm like, okay, tell me about her. And we went through and she goes, we're midway through and she goes, I already know what to do. Like she knew what to do next because she just heard me do a couple pages, right? And she's like, how do you think of that? Like, it was like, oh, okay, so clearly I'm not following up like I think I am. Because I was like, well, tell me what you've done. Have you done this? Have you asked for that? Have you done? And so there's always ways to work through current clientele. I really believe in the referral system because it's not that the facial boxes aren't great. Girls, get them out there. Some places are open again. Do the facial boxes. Jimmy built her whole directorship off facial boxes. Okay, and it is cold calls. Some of you don't want to do that. Well, then work through the people you love. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you love them, you probably love their people for the most part. And so they're going to be better quality referrals, okay? So I know some of you are out in the public now and you're good to go. So you can do those things. But the other thing I would recommend, so some of those are still there. But anyway, we went through a whole list and she was like, at the end, she was filling out what she needed to do next with them. She knew. And usually I only go about 10 or 20 because here's what I know. Sometimes I can hand you girls all the tools and give you everything to do, tell you what to do. Do you know how many times I hear, Jenny, I think we just got to have our power talk and talk again about organizing, or we got to talk again about how to do this. I'm like, no. Here's what I'm telling you. You've had the training. You all are equipped. And I will help you till the cows come home. You know that. I love you all. But when we do that, like I told you, I said, if you get the idea and if I give you the tool and you choose not to follow up or follow through, all I'm going to tell you is go back to what we talked about last time. Have you done that? Then how do we know if it works or not? Right? So I really want you to take in confidence. Have I facialed them? Have I done glamour with them? Have they been to an event? Have I shared the opportunity? Have they given me referrals or done a party where I got referrals that way? Did I hand them a sample? Do they like their sample? Is it time for them to reorder? The goal for every customer is I want to get them head to toe if the products, suit them. The thing I talked about the top directors with as I was sharing, the thing I've kind of been doing, I've had more referrals now than I ever did out in the field. And I was doing the pink love packs, but off that, you girls see me inviting people to the birthday Zooms, to our Zoom events, but I go one step further. When Janae did her Facebook Live, I got tons of sales off that. Here's the thing you're not doing. You're inviting, you hope they get on, Janae, just giving me all those sales, girl. But guess what? I got my people on, and then I did a personal challenge for my people. If they said, oh my God, I would love to be part of that, I said, okay, it's just some ideas. There's different spins on it, okay? So there's different ways to do this. You can do it with our Zooms or our Facebooks, either way, or your own. Like my Wind Down Wednesday I do for my customers every week. I challenged them when they got on Janae, when they were on Janae, they said they committed to watching Janae. Let me just make sure it's not Carrie. Sorry, I just keep watching to make sure it's not her. I said, okay, so I'm going to have a gift for the people you refer and a gift for you customers. So all my customers, I told them, I said, if you tag a friend or go ahead and invite your friend, because sometimes they'll invite them and have them join, right? I have my private setting. I have my settings to private on our unit 1, like the skincare innovative. So when you girls are inviting people, I'm seeing them because I have to approve them, right? So then I'm like, okay, so Janae, so I can do a challenge, and I'm going to, just so you know, a challenge for you consultants too. That, and I'm going to be working on that later today to virtually how we can grab customers. We all want more customers. So I wanted to test it out a few times personally. So those gals who joined and watched Janae, even if they didn't comment, obviously they're in the drawings that day. But I challenged each of those customers to tag 3 friends or take that video, because even if it's settings to private, they can take the video if they're part of that group and make it a watch party on their own page. Have you thought about that? Because then now your customer just put a watch party and said, I'm in a challenge to have 10 people comment on this and join this group, and then I win a prize. They want the people on there, they're commenting, and then those people are adding to be a group. When I see them asked to be in, I see who the mutual friend is. So an example, Julie, I can give her, I see all her 10 people trying to add to the group because she posted that. Go ahead, Janae.
So you know how we're not allowed to post our regular Facebook, but it's okay if our customers do it?
Yes, I didn't post it.
Oh, okay.
And all she did was she said, my girlfriend challenged me to do this. I win a prize if I get 10 people to join this Facebook group or or comment below. And all she did was screenshot it for me. Like she tagged me. Some didn't, and they just screenshot and sent it, but she tagged you. You see everybody commenting. Guess what I did? I went and thanked them. Thank you so much for commenting. I said, did you want to be added to the page? You and Julie are going to go in for prizes. And then they're like, oh, and that's how I got more people to give them pink love packs. I worked through them when I was stuck at home. Does that make sense? So then I'm like, I would love to send you a little pink love pack, a little gift for helping her out. I sent them pink love packs. That's how I got all the additional people. Okay, so your people are doing it that way. Now, they can tag, like when Janae was going, that customer can tag her friends even though they're not part of the group, and it'll show up in her notifications. And when I see that, I usually go, because the next morning, girls, I go through that feed and I see your customers and then my customers who they tag. And I send messages to those people. I said, Julie tagged you in this. She's trying to win a prize. Did you happen to watch the video? What do you think? And they were like, oh my gosh, I did. Let me go check it out. I said, well, would you like me just to add you to the group so you don't have to keep going through your notifications? Yes. So I add them to the page. Then I just started talking to them. I said, well, girl, where do you live? Tell me a little bit about you. And then I'm not saying it doesn't get 70 guests out of nowhere. It's not mass feeds, but they're quality referrals. And I'm getting permission. I'll just say, hey, I'm Jenny, Julie's friend. She tagged you in our video. I don't want to bother you, but I told her I would reach out because you win a prize. Since she tagged you, did you watch the video? I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome. And some will tell you, I have a Mary Kay lady, or, I don't like Mary Kay or whatever. Well, so what? It's no different than a cold call list or your facial box slips. And then some don't want to do it, right? You just throw them away. It's not a big deal. And so there is some of that, but it keeps you from looking like the creeper on Facebook. Okay. I don't go to my friends' pages and just start messaging their friends. That's tacky. Don't do it. That is not how you should do life at all. There's a lot of companies that train you to do that, and people get mad, and your friends will delete you. So I don't do that. Now, have I seen some really super good-looking chicks on my friends' pages be like, I want to use her as a model? I do stalk her a little bit. She lives in Colorado. So then I ask my friend, I'll be like, hey, Kendra on your page is super gorgeous. Do you think she'd let me borrow her? I saw she lives in Colorado Springs. I don't want to just message her. I feel like that's invasion of our friendship. Like, would you message her, or do you think she would mind if I would love her to be in my portfolio. I've done that. And they're like, oh my gosh, she would probably be so flattered. Send me the message and I'll send it to her. So I have done that too, just so you know. I think, sorry, Maisha, did she just ask me a question? I'm not paying attention. What do you mean on hosted post?
So I did the script where I asked somebody to host a post on their Facebook, and I did that, and then there's some conversation, but some people would ask questions and I would respond and not hear back from them. I don't know if I should keep messaging those people, or at what point do I look like a psycho?
Yeah, no.
Private message them and just put them in your rotation of following up.
Yeah. Private message them and say, hey, I just want to make sure you saw the answer. Here's the answer here too, just in case, because I know sometimes people miss it. You know what I mean? Because they're getting so many notifications. And just say, that was a great question. Here's the answer. Would you like me to mail you like a book or some samples or some goodies? Or if it is something that you could mail a sample of, ask her to send that to her. She'll say yes. She'll say, great, give me your address. And I always tell them, I said, listen, mail is crazy right now. So would you mind if I got your number and I text you and just make sure you received the gift? I just want to make sure you got what I sent you. And then you have my number that way too. If you have questions on any of it, you can message me at your convenience. And people give me their phone numbers all the time.
Yeah. I just didn't want to, didn't know when to,
And now you private message them and nothing happened. Sometimes they were just commenting or they saw it, or they might say, if they don't engage in conversation, I might message one more time and just say, hey, sweetie, I want to send you a package since you helped her out. But do a contest. Do a contest with your customers. And it can be off your private videos. You're doing like my Wind Down Wednesday. It can be off the ones that our unit's doing. You can do that on Zoom too. Here's another thing you can do. Yeah. Some of you are doing Zoom parties. Some of you are just doing like a one-on-one facial, because you sent stuff out or whatever. Have you considered, oh wait, it says Janae's in the waiting room. Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. Have you considered asking them who one of their favorite people are? So here's what I mean by that. I do a thing called Everyday Heroes. And you guys see me post my person of the week all the time. I just love loving on women. I think anxiety, depression, loneliness, there's so many things on the rise right now. And I think we have the cure. We Mary Kay consultants have been taught we have the cure for that. Even if nothing financially comes from it, I promise you, pay it forward, it's coming back to you. So I always ask them, I'll say, even if I didn't mail them, I'll say, who's one of your favorite people in your world that you just adore? And this could be for your people you invite to our guest events too. if it's like a Zoom or, you know, somewhere that you can, I think this has to be some way virtually you're working through Zoom or something. It's the only way I found for it to work. Not that you can't think this through and come up with something different. But I asked them, and they'll say, oh, you know, my neighbor, blah, blah, she's like my, you know, she's my ride or die, whatever. And they're excited. I'm like, okay, so would you want to invite her on? I would love for her to be our everyday hero, be your everyday hero. And what I like to do is include your favorite person, and you can let them have one or two, right? It can even be in your parties. Each of those guests can invite their favorite person. And what we do is we do a little quick session called Everyday Heroes. And I would love for you to introduce her and crow about her and share what you love most about her. Because wouldn't you agree? All those, I know if you said all the things you just said about her to me, it would make my day. Because guess what happens? Your facial turns into 2 or 3 people. Your party, even if that gal had 8 people and they all invite one more, then I do a little extra thing when they're all on there. I'll say, okay, gals, all you everyday heroes, here's my telephone number. I want you to text me your name and who you belong to. If there's multiple, you know, like they belong to different people. Here's my name. Here's my phone number. It's a few steps away. Okay. Sure, Carrie. Bless her heart. Sure, whatever. She's a head honcho. She can do what she wants. Guess that's how it is when you make the big bucks. Okay. So then I tell all the everyday hero women, like the guests they included, right? I have them text my phone number. I give them my phone number. Everyone has my phone number. And I'll say, I would love to give you an everyday hero gift because your friend loved you, or whatever it is, that person. They love you so much. And they took the time out of their schedule to honor you in front of everybody. And I have a gift, but if it's okay, would you mind text me your name, your address, and that way I can get it in the mail to you. Guess what? If 3 people do that, I have 3 new referrals and contacts, right? So I just want you to think outside the box if you have to work virtually. Everyone's like, is anyone running low? Even here's what I want you to hear. Top directors are asking questions like, how are people getting masses of leads again? You know what I mean? Because we're not always out in the public like we were, or we're getting in and out of stores. Everyone has their mask on. You can't hear what they're saying anyway. And it's just weird, right? You're not as apt to hand people stuff right now. Wouldn't we all agree? Because they're going to be like, no, does that have COVID? I don't want that. Okay. So we're just not able to do that right now. But they'll fill out like for facial boxes. But Maisha's doing great. She's handing them out to everybody. But some will take it, some will not. So go ahead, Janae. Do you have a question?
I just had a quick comment. Like you were saying, you get them to text you that. Another method just for like people's personalities. I know for me, I'm sorry, Juju, yelling. But I know for sometimes people's personalities, they need to have like stuff right there. A Google Doc is also something you could do, and have them say, hey, I'm gonna send you a link so you can fill it out so I can get all your information. And that's what I've been doing for the Pink Love Packs, because it keeps all of their stuff right there. I don't know who I just rejected, but I just rejected somebody. It keeps all their stuff right there so that you can see, like, and you get their number, you get their address, you get their skin type, you get all that in one shebang, and it makes you look professional too. So
yeah. So do you see how quickly when I said I'm getting more referrals now in quarantine than I ever got pounding the pavement somewhere? I mean, legit. And not that the old ways aren't working, because some of you aren't quarantined at all, you know, but just and I'm going to do something for you consultants. So that's what I was telling you. I'm going to put something where.
I'm on, Jenny.
Oh, yay. Hi, Carrie. Before I have Carrie go, I'm going to create something for you consultants where you win a contest. And it's going to be a graphic, so it'll be legit. Like you can send it to your people and say, my directors challenged me to get blank amount of people to just join this group. You can send it to all your people, and it'll get them to join the page. Because it does take a little bit longer, but you're building a better quality relationship. So it works a little bit better. Does that make sense? Did that help a little bit? Okay, so we have. Oh, Carrie, I accidentally muted you. Oh, there you go.
I'm back.
So we have our amazing National Sales Director, Carrie Buskirk. She's, where are you right now?
I'm here.
I know, but where are you? What state are you in? Where are you?
Oh, I'm in front of the pub lunch place. Jake drove us to some new place. We were on the way, and I saw your message. I was like, oh my gosh, it's 2:00. We've had Jenna call this morning. She says, you can't come through Alabama or Arkansas, which we're going to both. We're not going to Alabama. We're going to Mississippi and then Arkansas. And so I had to call the states. And I'm so sorry. I apologize so much. But I'm sitting outside. They're ordering, and I'm not in a hurry. So
no, you're fine. You're fine. So
how much more time do you have?
You just go, Carrie. I'd say 20 minutes or so. You share. I want you to share as much as you can with them.
Okay. I'll probably, share maybe 10 or so just to get in there. But I can say a lot in 10 minutes. I'm so sorry. And I'd love to talk to another time, any other day that you're going to be together too. And I promise that it's so confusing with all this, the time difference and everything. So, okay. Hi, everybody. I'm just so proud of the area. I mean, your unit is just doing amazing things. And number 1 last month. That was awesome. And Jenny, I see your face every day. I don't always have it where I can listen, but I always love seeing your face. And so I know you're talking about getting new customers, and I assume by growing new customers, you're taking customers that are new, that are maybe on just a few products, and you're trying to get them onto more. So yeah, I'm sure it's probably been said before, but in a different way. But if you tell those new customers you've had within the last 6 months or so that you have to get 10 new people to see a product that they haven't tried, to sample a product that they haven't tried in Mary Kay, that you're in a contest. Always been in a contest helps a lot. But I think if you will, I really have good luck reaching people on the phone, and I think most people text. But just this little story, when Kay McGee was trying to win her Cadillac, she had driven up to Charlotte, North Carolina to stay with me because I was speaking up there. And I had no idea she was working on a Cadillac or anything. She hadn't told me. And we were out eating dinner. It was about 7:30. And she said, well, I guess I better go back to the room because we might win our Cadillac tonight. And she showed me how far she was from it. And I said, let me see your IBM printout. And so I said, okay, start calling. And she started calling, and it sounded like she was apologizing. She's like, well, this is Kay, and we might win our Cadillacs. I just wondered if you were going to order this month. And I said, hey, stop. That's not going to get you a Cadillac. And so I called everybody in her unit, and she had inherited the unit because her national retired early. And so I called everybody from all over the United States, and every single person answered the call, and my name wasn't on it, and they had no idea who I was. I didn't call on Kay's phone, and they all answered. And I said, hey, this is Carrie Bustrick. I'm just trying to help Kay McGee out here to get a hold of all of her consultants because something really exciting is happening. Is your unit's on target for a Cadillac? And it didn't really look like it was going to be that way, but you're doing so good that it is. And I don't know how involved you are in your Mary Kay business, but if you have an order that is almost ready, or you're thinking about making an order and you could make it a couple days earlier, it would make a huge difference. And within a few minutes, some of her people said, well, I have team members I could call. And before midnight, she won the Cadillac. And so sometimes we do act like we're apologizing, or like, we've just got to, but sometimes we can overdo it. It's in your words, because you can say all the wrong words and get the same results. But mostly it's in how many are you calling? How many are you really contacting? And always say, whenever you call anyone or text anyone, do you have a minute? Is this a good time for you? I'd like to call you. Or do you have a minute? Because if they're right in the middle of taking their baby to the bath or whatever, or to the doctor, or they're going somewhere, they're going to put you off. But if you ask them if they have time, then they can tell you when they will have time. So, I have moved 6 times to 6 different places. I'll be off in just a little bit. Okay. Anyway, I've had to start my business over and over. I'm moving a little bit. And I didn't know anybody. So what I always had to do is I always had to keep my business cards with me, and we didn't have samples back when I was building my business. And, I've been in Kansas now, but I didn't have that many customers in Kansas at that time. So, okay. So anyway, I would ask myself, I give myself a goal, and then I ask myself this question: what's the worst thing that could happen if? Because I know that I know from personal experience, we're chickens. We have great plans, and then somebody intimidates us, or one person says, "Oh, I hate that stuff." That's what Sheila McCune said to me before I even asked her. I was at a neighborhood party, and she said, "So you saw Mary Kay?" And I said, "I'm in Mary Kay." And she said, "I hate that stuff." And I said, "That's okay. A lot of people hate spinach too, but that doesn't mean it's good for you or that other people don't like it." And a couple of days later, she was talking to her sister on the phone, and her sister said, "Oh, I just went to a Mary Kay party, and you have got to go." And so she called the next morning and said to Mike, "I need to talk to Carrie right now. I want to come over and have a facial right now." I was in bike shorts and a t-shirt, no makeup, and I was feeding Jake in his high chair, and he's throwing food all over the place. And Mike had said, "I think you better talk to Sheila. I think she really wants to talk to you." But anyway, she had this facial. She practically had to do it herself. And she said, "No, I'm not buying anything." "Oh, okay, okay." Can I sit here?
Oh, yeah.
No worries. Oh, unavailable. Well, I can go outside. Okay, I'll do that. I'm sorry. They're moving me around because they're not open yet here, all these places. So every time I sit down, I have to move. But anyway, what? No, I'm on Jenny's Boxer Zoom. So anyway, I'm sorry, guys. Jake's going, "What are you doing?" And I told him, but he didn't get it. Are you still there, Jenny? Okay. So anyway, she had practically had to do the facial herself. She got so much foundation on because I was running back and forth that she had it all over herself. And so when I got finished, she said, "What do you?" And I had already asked her, "What do you wear?" And so when I meet people and I see they have pretty complexion, I ask them, "Do you mind if I ask you what you do for skincare?" That's not a question they're going to say no to. They might say, "Why?" I say, "Well, I'm in Mary Kay, and when I see people who look great, I'm always a little curious if they use a program or if they just have great skin." And just open the conversation. So with Sheila, I had asked her what she used. She said, "I use Estee Lauder, and I love it." I said, "That's fine. You can love it. You can still use it. And you don't have to use Mary Kay, but let's just go ahead and try it." Because she asked me. She said, "Well, I'm only trying because my sister told me that I should." And so there's one little thing. Could you ask one of your good customers to give you a referral for any of their family members if they love the product? And then you can say, "Well, help me on talking to her. What am I going to come up against?" Anyway, Sheila said, "So how much is your foundation?" And I told her, and she said, "Oh, mine's twice as much." She said, "How much your mascara?" I said, "Whatever. I think it was $10. She said, "Mine's 20." And I said, "So what are you asking me for?" She said, "Well, because my skin feels just as good and it looks just as good, and I'm paying twice as much. So I'll just go ahead and get yours." I mean, but I was scared of her, You can be scared of Sheila a little bit because she's strong personality, but once you get to know her, she's awesome. I looked for opportunities. If I got in a conversation with somebody, like I remember one time at Dillard's, I was looking through earrings and this other lady was, and she just kind of started talking to me. I didn't have anything on that said I didn't have a pin on or anything. I think there's equal, you can get a lot of business by having your name or a pin on, but people can also get turned off if you have a pin or a name on and not talk to you. So we were talking about earrings, and then I walked down the escalators or rode down, and I got to the bottom. I thought, why didn't I say something to her? She was friendly. She was, why didn't I do something? So I just right back up the escalator, and I said, I got chicken. I was going to ask you if anybody had ever showed you Mary Kay because you're so friendly and you're so cute, and maybe you already use it. And she said, "Well, in fact, I do." She said, "I'm actually Jill. I can't remember, not Jill Kimple, but Jill Christensen is my consultant, and she's been trying to get me into Mary Kay." And I said, "Well, you really are making a good decision if you do." And she said, we talked for a few minutes. She said, "I'm going to go home and get in." So even if it helps somebody else, I asked a lady, I just ask people questions, but I'll tell you another story. I'm a story person, Jenny. But so Terry Blankenship, she moved to Columbia, Missouri, and her husband had a funeral business. So she had to go to the grocery store all the time and buy things from their flower department. And she made friends with the lady there, and they were just, not to go out and do anything, but just really liked each other. And one day, this is what the lady told us that worked at the flowers. She said, "One day, I saw Terry come in, and I was so excited to see her face, and then I looked, and I saw her Mary Kay pin, and I thought, oh no, she's one of those. Oh, I liked her. I want her to be my friend, but I don't want her to be one of those. And she'd had a bad experience. And so the lady asked her, said, I'd like to give you a makeover. Is there time we could get together, talk to her? And she said, actually, I have a Mary Kay consultant. And then she called Terry and she said, Terry, I need to have a makeover today because I lied to somebody. I told somebody that I had a Mary Kay consultant and they're the only Mary Kay consultant I know. So I have to come over. Are you free? And she became a consultant that day. And so don't be afraid of the no. Don't be afraid of the put off. Don't be afraid of anything unless you see a lot of signs that say no soliciting and that person is busy, and then hand them your card. One time, Dale Alexander had gone to a little small town, and you guys are in a great big huge town. I got a list the other day, Jenny, that shows how many people in each town, and they counted every town, like Newton and Derby and all that, and we had less than 5 people in every town in Kansas. Less than 5 people in every town. It's like 15 in Wichita because they live in other little towns outside. So no place is saturated that I can see because we've got all the cars in Wichita, I think, except Sandy Griffith. But anyway, so you just have to, be careful of that. But if you get thinking there's too many, I mean, most people have not been asked. And what was I going to tell you that other story? I might not remember it. That's okay. I've talked on Zoom all week, and I'm afraid I'm going to tell the same story again. but it's a matter of, okay, I had a consultant, Marley Spate. You all know her. If you've gone to seminar, Jenny, you know her very well. And our area has a big goal to finish Inner Circle this month, and we're running alongside with Julianne Nichols. She didn't believe it until I talked to her, and then she decided to believe it. Sometimes somebody has to believe for you, but I noticed that she was right next to me and everything, and I said, you've been in Inner Circle before. Let's just finish it before the end of June. And Gloria said, yeah, you should do that. I asked her. And we are doing so good. Well, I looked at the Star Consultants and I saw that Marley's fate was $450 away. I didn't call her. And this is something for your recruits and for you yourself, even for Jenny and Janae and everybody. Is when I called Marlise and said, Marlise, did you finish your Star? And she said, no. And I said, well, you were so close. And she goes, how close was I? And I said, $450. She goes, oh, I didn't even know I was close to it. So same thing with your customers. Sometimes they've run out of things. And if they've run out, they go to the store, they're going to pick up mascara for a little while. They may think about you and say, oh, well, I'll get married next time. But you've got to call your customers. I was sitting at my desk in Idaho one time, and I had one good party. And it was 2 weeks later, and I was checking on people to see how they were doing with their skincare. But I turned the page, just not thinking. And I said, hi, Marianne. And this lady goes, no, this is Joe. And I said, oh, Marianne, and I looked down to see what she'd ordered. And I said, just wanted to see how you liked your mascara. And she said, I'm loving it. And I've been thinking about buying that whole skincare set. So what if I hadn't called that person who just bought a mascara? You have a gold mine in any of your tickets. I don't care whether they started with the skincare or not, and sometimes you can start with recruiting and end up getting a customer. You can say, I think it'd be great at this, but I'd love to show it to you, but I'd love to show you the product first. And maybe somebody you were trying to recruit that was kind of interested decides not to, but she's going to stay on the product. So what else, Jenny? What all things are y'all talking about? I had to build my business, and I had to talk to everybody that I could, scared or not. One thing I did walk into a big office building on the main floor. I had a package of product, a sack, and I thought, I've got to get to know somebody here. And I just threw the sack on the floor in the lobby at lunchtime. And about 15 people came over to help me pick it up, and 3 ladies said, oh, Mary Kay, I've been looking for Mary Kay. So sometimes it's just right there in front of you. And if you don't open your mouth, I'd rather get a no than a not know what she was thinking or what she used or how much experience she'd had with it. So.
Well, no, I think that goes right along with what we're talking about. I was like, how are you getting leads? How are you getting talking? And I really just believe it's in connection. It's the conversation. And people want to talk right now. I mean, they want to feel together. And don't assume anything. I'm going to tell you, I've been calling the unit. You guys know I'll do anything for Carrie Buskirk. And I've been calling everybody in the unit. even though you've all seen me post a million times about the 60% off skincare, about the sales, about the things that we're doing, about Inner Circle, about our goal. You've all seen it, right? Because you girls are tied in. You're probably tired of me sending and seeing it, right? Do you know how many people, and one used to be a director in our unit way back in the day, and I called Becca and I said, Becca, first tell me if your family's safe and sound, everybody's good. Well, we just talked for a little bit, and I said, I don't know if you saw or understood about the skincare, but I know you just kind of do it personal use now, but I gave her the formula of what she would save, even just buying her skincare right now, 4 sets for the year. I said, even at cost, you're going to save another $100 basically. So we just talked about that a little bit. And I said, I know you probably saw it. Do you know how many people don't actually read them? They don't read them. They don't read the text messages. They don't read the emails. They don't, even if we think they are, you know how many times people, well, Heather's not on here now, but you know, they went out lip balms and those mint things, and they said they'll bring them back, right? And Heather's like, I got people in need them. I got people. I wish she was still on. She would vouch for me on this. And then she called me 2 days ago, and she said, I tried to get those lip balms. I said, Heather, at the end of May, the day they opened it up, I had a list of girls who said they definitely wanted them, right? And so the minute I know that opened up, I texted everybody that morning. Everyone kind of blew me off. Guess who just tried to go order them? And they were gone again. And I said, you have to pay attention and listen to me when I say do things. But people don't. I mean, Becca used to be a director. She gets it. Like, she always shows up. She's a team player, but she didn't get it. So if you have team members, even if they're personally using, even if you think they're seeing my stuff, even if you're seeing it, don't assume anything. And I was like, she didn't. She's like, oh my God, that's an amazing deal. Mary Kay's doing that? Like, she saw the graphics. She just wasn't registering it, basically. And so your customers do the same. Sometimes when you're running a sale, they mean to do something about it, but they just get busy. So I don't just post stuff on Facebook. People get text, email, Facebook, and a phone call. If I'm serious about it, they're getting all of them. And you're going to get somehow, some way. And it's okay to ask for forgiveness. Say, I don't mean to bother you. I'm sure you saw the other things, but I just want to make sure you understood them. And they'll say, I did see them. What are you talking about? I'll say, I don't know if you want to take advantage of it, but I thought of you and didn't want you to miss out because I adore you. And so I think Carrie's right. Just having that conversation, and things are going to come in this month for you, but it's going to build. Our goal is to build, you know, Janae's striving to be that 1 month normal, and Jamie already spun off. So in our national area, for us, our goals have 20 red jackets. Crystal and Karen, you're finishing your red jackets this next week. You're 2 more. You know, but who on your team would like to be a red jacket though? Some of them don't know they can get people in for $30. They haven't thought about maybe calling their team member that's inactive and saying, do you realize even for your personal use order, it's smarter and financially beneficial this month?
Yes.
Becky
Yes.
doesn't understand that. She goes, oh my gosh, I'm going to call my, because her mom's a consultant too. So let me call my mom too. I'll call her for you and tell her. They've got orders in. So I'm just telling you, your referrals, your customers, your team, everything builds by communication. Oh. Carrie, do you have any?
Well, just I think it's just that we procrastinate, we put things off. I had a garage sale last year, and a lady was just curious because of pink cars. She's, oh, you're Mary Kay, blah blah blah. And you know, I wasn't selling anything at the garage sale, but she asked me for my card. Well, I didn't have her write anything down. I just gave her my card. So that's been a year ago, last May. She calls me about a month ago and says, I met you at your garage sale a year ago, and I've been meaning to call you, but I just got retired from the post office. And so could I order a few things? A few things. It was $350 worth of stuff she ordered. Went to her house, and she goes, now I want to keep your name because I'm going to need some more. And I said, well, let's just, and she talked about her daughter. And I said, let's just do facials together, you know, and have your daughter there. And you haven't even tried some of this stuff. But she said that'd be fine. So, and whether you want to make 100 a month or 200 or 5,000 or 15,000 or, you know, whatever, I mean, you aren't going to let yourself make more than you believe that you deserve. You're not going to let yourself make that much more. So hold you back is your inadequacies that you have within yourself. If I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough. You know that Jenny, I'm so insecure about, not on Zoom, I'm not so, I don't like this because I can see myself and nobody else, but I'm insecure about calling. I've never made a FaceTime call, what do you call it? Where you're on,
Yeah, I've never done a FaceTime, not FaceTime, on your group, Facebook.
Oh,
I've never
Facebook.
made a talk. I just do, I talk on the phone. So now I've gotten more comfortable with Zoom. I'm going to do probably on Monday or before, I'll be putting a Facebook talk on the directors and have them send it out to all the area consultants that they have in their Facebook groups. And, this is going to, even though, we're so far away and yet so close. I mean, it's like growing $1,000 almost every hour of production. And we've still got 2 weeks. And Nathan said that this morning, on his video, we've got 2 weeks. And sometimes, Mary Kay used to say, it might take you all day to clean your house, but if somebody calls from the other side of town and says, we'll be there in 20 minutes, you can do spring house cleaning in 20 minutes without putting dirty dishes in the dishwasher. You can actually get it done. So being a part of something is important to me. My director was a top 10 director and a trip winner, and I was a nothing. And whenever I went somewhere and I said with Mary Kay and I was with other consultants, the minute I said I'm in the Charlene-Bourne unit, they went, oh, you're kidding. And I'm sure that happens with all of you, with Jenny. Whenever you go to the retreat or seminar, you meet somebody else and they know who the top directors are. And so I just want you to just run to the finish line. And then I'll tell you this that's the last thing, if that's okay, Jenny. I saw a movie years ago. I wish I knew the name of it, but this guy was someone who procrastinated and he never finished anything in his life. And his wife left him because he just was kind of a loser and he didn't finish things. So they got divorced, and then he decided he was going to, and he had 2 little kids. He wanted to be in the Olympics because he had run before. So he decided to join the Olympics or something big. I think it was like the Olympics. But anyway, it was on TV. And so he got in, and, his wife and his kids were watching him on TV that night. And it started raining. No, he fell. He fell and broke his collarbone. He was doing good, but he fell and broke his collarbone. So she told the kids, Dad fell, and your dad fell, and he hurt himself, and so he's not going to be able to finish. But he tried, So she gets the kids up early in the morning. She's found out he is by himself in the rain, and he's still running. And it took him all night, and he still crossed the finish line. And he got more publicity, respect, and love from that. And a movie made about him. It was a true story because he finally did what he said he was going to do. And I couldn't tell you how many times I've said it's going to do something, and I didn't get it completed. So to us, it's a matter of, are you going to make the efforts? Is everybody all in? Our area needs you to be all in, because it's going to help your business. It's going to help Jenny's business. It's going to help your recruits' business. If you don't have any team members, they're probably in your customer base or among your friends, and it's going to help that area. And this is our last year, and we want to leave with everybody being able to say, I was in an integral area. So I hope that's good, Jenny. I feel so bad that I was, Jake goes, what? I was in the car and I saw your thing. It said, we're on the call. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I thought about it. And then I got distracted, by all these things this morning. And that it happens, but I am so sorry because you're so important to me, all of you. And it's not that I didn't want to be here. I'm going to use getting old. No, just too much on my plate.
You're in Florida. You might be in Florida just enjoying sun rays. I said, I bet she lost track of time.
I knew we changed it, and then I asked you, it was 2:00 my time, and I knew it, but I took longer this morning because I was on the phone. I didn't get my shower and get ready to go. I didn't even know when we left the house that it was so close to the 2. So I apologize, but I hope something I said could help.
Yes. Thank you, Carrie, for being on. Girls, I recorded it, so I will send it out so you have all the different ideas. So if you need to hear it over and over and over to be good. And we're just going to finish this week with a bang. Like, we're going to do big things. So get to your goals and start running that race and start booking me like crazy for phone calls. I'm here to help you.
And Jenny, if any of them hadn't gotten on the new area Facebook page, the Carrie Busker Connections with a K area, have them send me a request, because we want it. We only 750 people on it. We've got 3,000 people. So there's lots of people that don't even know our goal if they haven't seen like the text or the email thing.
Okay.
So, hi, sweetie. How are you doing? Congratulations on your graduation. You look so
She was out there
So-
moving rock today. That's all she's like in the new house. She was having to move
Oh,
rock.
gorgeous. So, and congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, gals. Have a good day.